Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Discuss on the Pitch. So we all know what exactly is happening with Manchester United. We know that Manchester United currently, obviously not getting the results they would have wished to get. And in the last match they played against Tottenham Hotspur, they lost by that match by 1 goal to 0. And ever since then, of course, there has been various topics online. People have been saying so many things about Manchester United, the style Amorim plays, and even the other topic is also about the Ineos, because according to what is online and maybe what is actually happening in the United, they are cutting costs and thereby, reducing their staffs, doing all of those. We know all of those things. We know all of those things anyways. But what we are focusing on today is that are players beginning to get too much power because right now, what exactly is happening is, of course, I know that Amorim might not be getting the results that United fans actually want. I know that's the fact, but everybody knows that, of course. I mean, it's even a shame to think the other day he lost to Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham basically has lost to almost everybody in the league except Manchester City. So when you look at it from that angle, okay, maybe the hits can come to me, but at the same time, players beginning to get too much power because according to what is online, according to a tweet by United Stand, these are actually the things that is happening right now in the dressing room of Manchester United. Something like players are kind of revolting or something like that. According to this tweet, it says the dressing room source told Chris Wheeler, the feeling is we got away with one, but we might not be so lucky next time. That is the first tweet. Then the other one is, it is understood the disaffected group believes that even when Manchester United win, it is largely down to individual moments of quality or good fortune rather than a tactical triumph. So when you begin to see things like this, now when these gossips are beginning to actually get out of the dressing room, shouldn't we be saying players are actually revolting against the manager? And with this issue of Manchester United, this is not happening for the first time. This has been happening because Manchester United have had maybe 9 or 10 managers in a very, very quick succession. Amorim, as a matter of fact, is their latest manager. And, the culture from previous is almost repeating itself. Because oftentimes you see a situation where managers have issues with the club players. And it was even very, very evident with, who do they call it now? Ten Hag. Because basically when Ten Hag was a Manchester United manager, he really, really downs to the tunes of what the Ineos want, what they really wanted. He wasn't really doing what he wanted. So now that Amorim has come in and is beginning to sit players with bigger goals, letting Rashford leave the club and doing all of those things, some players are still revolting. Let me read out the third tweet. According to the United Stand, it says that some players are beginning to lose faith in Amorim's system as a result, and performances continue to suffer. Amorim may still have their support, but confidence in his method is inevitably starting to ebb. So when players are having this kind of conversations, what exactly are we expecting? I mean, obviously, we wouldn't be expecting that they will give their all to the club anymore. And if you see the current situation right now of many clubs, I don't want to talk about Arsenal here, but for example, Arsenal, we are injury ridden and we are bringing in players from the academy. Manchester United is also trying to copy that culture by bringing in players from the academy. In fact, in their last match, they had a lot of youth players on the bench, and that was even the debut match for Chris Obi or something like the player that went from Arsenal youth team. So let me know in the comment section if I'm right or what do you think is really, really going on with Manchester United. If I'm not getting the full picture, because of course I'm not a Manchester United fan, but it is just really, really unpleasing to know that players have more voice or are beginning to have more voice than the manager. Because Obviously, he's not the manager that will help you to play on the pitch. He's not the manager that will help you to score goals when you're losing goals. The manager provide you a tactics. You're supposed to score goals. You're not scoring goals. Then you come back again to blame the manager. So there are times that when we are doing all of these analysis, it is important that we are honest 100% so that we can actually get to the end of the matter. Ten Hag don't fall out with players in Manchester United, including Cristiano Ronaldo. Even though I was very vocal about that, I said perhaps Ronaldo's situation could have been handled in a very, very better way. Now Ten Hag is having issues, obviously, with maybe Casemiro, and Rashford is even already out of the club on loan. Sancho is already out of the club on loan. So, how many managers do Manchester United need to get before a manager begins to really score these players and really, really get them to do what they want? Really train harder, really come to the pitch on time, really be very disciplined. These are the issues that we have to discuss here. I don't have to be a Manchester United fan before I get angry with what is happening in Manchester United, because it is very, very unfair to these managers when they really, really want to put in a lot of works and the players are not even letting them deliver on that. So I'm going to be playing some videos. First I'll play Talk Sports. They did their show, and according to the guys on Talk Sports, let me play what they discussed.
Tactically, the manager doesn't seem to understand how to stay into games long enough, and then apply what they. I mean, they could have got back in the game because technically they're, in front of goal, they weren't good enough.
Yeah. Sam, is Amorim filling anyone with confidence?
Sorry, I've got my head down making.
So sorry, I'll keep playing the rest of the video, right? Sorry. So yeah, what he's saying here, the players don't have the confidence to score goals in front of the net. Then we blame the manager for that. And I can't even remember Manchester United having injuries on their front row, apart from the fact that Hamad has injuries. And maybe that is what the players are actually referring to as a moment of brilliance in the tweets. Let me continue to play
some notes on Martin's interesting observations. Hence a blank page. Where's your pen? That's what
I have. Beautiful pen. I don't know what Amorim's brief is and what his modus operandi is right now, but what I do know is he's not getting the outcomes. I've always felt that you would have to judge him next season, but I don't think he should be getting as many things wrong as he is now. I mean, I listened to some of the observations. I listened to Neville's observations about embarrassing, and so I said, well, embarrassing was your stint at Valencia. And, what's happening with United is a very...
So what, I can't remember his name now. His name just in mind. He actually even gave a dig to Neville here. Neville has always been critical of everything that happened in football, especially Arsenal, because obviously he doesn't like Arsenal. So he has always been very vocal about Arsenal. He doesn't even give Arsenal any credit, especially Mikel Arteta. And personally, I think that is as a result of jealousy, because obviously he had a very, 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 very silly run over there at Valencia. He was disgraced as a manager. He did not even get any good results. So this is exactly what Simon Jordan is also saying. I just remember his name now. Simon Jordan, Martin Keown. Yeah, I remember their name now. Now, he is saying that Gary Neville, that is even criticizing Amorim, did not even have a good record over there in Valencia. So how can you criticize a manager of Valencia? That is Amorim, that has won cups at Sporting before he came to Manchester United. But at the same time, he's saying that he doesn't. That is Simon now. He's saying that he does not know why or how Amorim is not getting results on an instance, when Amorim has basically used his first season to actually clean the club, sending out lazy players like Rashford who do not want to listen to the manager's instruction. We all see what is happening, even though if I don't know the situation as a United fan, because I'm not a United fan, but at least we can see what is happening from the outside.
Poor situation, and yet they're still being tipped, and you might find yourself in a Europa League final between Manchester United and Tottenham, and he might get out of jail with winning something. But right now he's creating more doubts and he's creating certainties, because the last thing you really want is to come into a club of any stature and just make it look worse than the previous incumbent, who was
pretty much ridiculed out the door.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
So is Amorim making Manchester United worse? Please remember to drop your comment, share and like on my video. It is very, very important to my channel. Thank you. So is Amorim really making Manchester United worse? Personally, if you ask me, I would say no. Because the club has been worse, and passed over to about, let me say, 6 managers. Like I don't know the name of the manager. I don't know all of their managers offhand, but if I can see them, I'll remember them. Right? So over 6 managers has passed, or 7 or 8 managers. They have had Mourinho, they have had, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they have had so many people in the club. So Amorim has come into the club right now, taking the bold decisions, trying to get rid of the deadwoods in the club. And then are we actually going to see that from the angle of the fact that, is damaging the club more rather than fixing the club? Are we not seeing it from the angle of what if these are the things he needs to do first and be able to really, really structure the club in a way that he wants? So let me know in the comment section what you think.
He's trying to achieve, but he seems to be rowing against the stream. He seems to be playing in players in positions that don't suit them. He seems to be putting out a formation that's hurting United every time they turn out. You look at his bench; he had nothing to turn to. I do make him right for some of the decisions that have gone on. I do make him right for drop kicking Rashford out the door. He needed to. These things needed to be done. But what he's doing with the
So this is my point that you just mentioned. Kicking out Rashford out of the club. Kicking out Rashford out of the club, he's basically just trying to clean the club. If the manager is playing a formation that does not suit the players, how exactly do we know that? How exactly do we know if it is not the players themselves that are not able to deliver on the tactics of the manager? We have seen firsthand what Amorim can do. We saw what he did over there at Sporting Lisbon. We saw what he did. They basically had a very, very good result over time when he was at Sporting. I know Sporting is quite different from Manchester United. Manchester United is obviously a bigger club. I understand that. But then he had the proper CV. That was why he got the job.
Can't raft of players and can't performances is not good.
Jim. So basically that is Simon who just spoke on the whole situation. So of course we expect the media to be here and there for situations like this. Personally, I think Amorim is doing the right job. He is not getting the result right now, but the problem is not a problem of right now. This problem has been a problem of Manchester United for as long as I can remember, since after Sir Alex Ferguson. And of course, the Ineos, just like the Kroenkes at Arsenal, are also finding it quite hard to bring in players. Or perhaps, if in fact, Manchester United is even more better than Arsenal. But anyways, so I do not think Amorim should be getting all of the blame, to be very, very honest. I think the players are becoming more lazy and they're actually just looking at, blaming the manager for the poor results that they have been having. Now, let me play Mark Goldbridge video, okay? So he also had something to say about that.
Was it not Ten Hag or Rangnick where the leak came out about having to train in the dark? Was it not Mourinho where the leaks came out that they didn't have confidence in his methods and felt like he'd fell off? Was it not Ollie where they didn't have confidence in his training style? Was it not Ten Hag where we had exactly the same thing about style of play? And
so sorry, I had to pause it there. This is exactly what my point has been all through this video. In a summary, that okay, players are complaining over managers. They are complaining from manager, from Mourinho, from Ole, from this to that, to that, to that. What exactly do these players want?
all of it coming from the dressing room, but all of it starting in a very uneducated media. I'm furious with this. I'm absolutely furious with this because these players sacked Ten Hag this season. You are not Amorim players. You have no right to pass judgment on a new manager with a new formation and new tactics that you're not good enough for.
That is exactly my point. None of you are Amorim players to be very honest. None. I can't even remember one in my head. I don't think Amorim brought in anybody while he was coming from Sporting. So how dare you be critical of the manager? How dare you be telling the manager what to do when the manager gives you a formation, instruction, tactics, and you are not able to deliver on those things? And one by one is getting you out of the club so that he can actually get the people that are ready to do it in. So how exactly is that a problem in today's media? How exactly are we supposed to crucify a manager for that? This is common sense, for goodness sakes, to know that the problem of Manchester United is not starting right now, and it needs time to be able to progress and deliver on the results.
Amorim is not responsible for the fact that you can't finish chances. He is not responsible for the fact that you can't mark people from corners. He is not responsible for the fact that you can't string two passes together. And he is not responsible for the fact that you take about 10 seconds every time you get the ball to do something. These are bloody basics. Absolute basics. And I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. I've absolutely had it with this fucking football club. It is an absolute shit show.
So you basically heard it all from Matty Goldbridge. It's an absolute shit show, really, because I think managers are not, especially in today's football, they are not given the adequate time to be able to really put things in order. Fans are too expectant. Fans are always in a rush. Fans always want to get things done, but they don't want to follow the process. They are not calm enough to follow the process. And the players understand that and thereby play on the emotions of the fans. Imagine the gossip. They knew probably it was going to leak. It leaked out, and then there's confusion. Obviously, some players or the players will begin to get sympathy now, and people will start looking out for errors with Amorim. So, guys, this is the video for today. What do you guys think? Please remember to drop your comments in the comment section. Kindly subscribe to my channel. This is a new channel, and if you are an Arsenal fan, please, it is important for you to actually follow the Arsenal in me. That is my other channel, so that we can. Yeah, I talk about Arsenal basically. I talk about Arsenal football, transfers, live watch along, our rumors, our gossips. I discuss basically everything Arsenal here. So it is important for you to kindly subscribe to my other channel. So I will see you in the other video, and thank you so much, guys, for always being there. Yeah.